Is going on, everybody? How are you? Welcome back to the Deep State News Network. I am your host, Ian Evans. It is Thursday, March 25th, 2021. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day out there. Guys, bear with me here in this episode. It's going to take me a little bit because I got a new camera that I finally figured out how to start working. Because I thought I needed the memory card, and I bought a memory card, but I don't know if it wasn't the right one, so I got to order one off Amazon, and so I'm just waiting a little bit to get that, just because I just invested in the camera and the sound equipment. So yeah, guys, it is Thursday, March 25th. (2021). And boy, do we have a show for you tonight. Sorry about that, guys. I had to fix my mic here a little bit. But okay, so today I like went back and forth a little bit on what to do the episode on, because I originally had queued up some articles and stuff and some facts on the border, because we talked about that yesterday, and I went and found some articles, got some data stating that the border crossings right now are 80% higher than they were under Donald Trump. So that means 80% more immigrants are fleeing across the border, or attempting to anyway, than under Donald Trump. So anytime you hear anybody in Joe Biden's administration, Joe Biden himself, Kamala Harris, anybody saying that it's Donald Trump's fault that we're going through this border crisis right now, they're lying. They're bold-faced lying. So I just want to make that clear right now. But Biden finally addressed the people today. The people who he swore to protect constitutionally, when he placed that hand on the Bible in front of, his doctor of a wife there, and the few people that watched, and like 500,000 flags that were supposed to represent people or something. I don't know. It's just weird. But yeah, he finally addressed the nation, guys. So we're gonna take a look at that today. We're gonna comb through that a little bit. I don't know if you guys know Louder with Crowder. I like Steven Crowder a little bit. I'm not like the hugest fan, but I enjoy his I guess I enjoy his commentary sometimes. I enjoy the show that they put on. They put on a good show. So, and that's what I was watching, and I was trying to get, some sort of inspiration for today's show on because it's hard sometimes to pick what to talk about, because there's just so much that I could talk about. There's so much that I could do. But I feel like right now this is important. This is the first time that Biden has addressed the nation, like in front of a camera, like standing there asking questions from reporters repeatedly since he was sworn in as president. So it's been almost a couple months. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here. All right, guys, so I got this queued up and ready to go. I'm already like somewhat through it because I paused it where I was at. I thought it was a good point. I want to stop and talk a little bit about this. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Please share with your friends. Please pass this video along. Share it on your social media. Also in the description. If you're watching this on YouTube, we have a BitChute, and it's got different content over there. It's another platform. It's totally free. If you're watching this on BitChute, head over to YouTube. I still have a YouTube account. I'm trying to build it back up. It's greatly appreciated. So, and also I will leave my PayPal if you guys can donate. That's greatly appreciated. I will leave my social media handles all down there in the description. You guys can, go down there and check that out if you'd like. But anyway, without further ado, I bring to you your potato of a president, Mr. Joe Biden.
and it's unpredictable. It's volatile, but by speculators, of course. And they know that this guy is a guy who will make access to our own reserves much more difficult. So gas prices have gone up
immediately.
Keystone immediately. Immigration immediately. Record numbers of people being released. So you know what? Yeah,
Bomb Syria.
Yeah, Syria.
Okay. How about Yamish?
Guys, just
So he's got a list.
He's trying to not laugh at the name.
Guys,
You said
two
over and over
condoms.
again that immigrants shouldn't come to this country right now. This isn't the time to come. That message is not being received. Instead, the perception of you that got you elected as a moral, decent man is.
Oh my God!
Come
This is the
on.
press. What got elected you as a moral, decent man? Really? Really? This is a guy who had to exit the 1988 presidential race.
Yep.
In disgrace.
Yep.
And is there a timeline
Racial jungle.
when we won't be seeing these overcrowded facilities run by
So guys, I'm going to say real quick, I'm going to give you a heads up. Biden has a list of reporters that are in the room. And I want you guys to pay very close attention because I try not to look at race. But when you're dealing with something like this, they throw it in your face. When you're dealing with commercials, when you're dealing with celebrities, when you're dealing with politics, race is always a part of it because that is their goal, is to divide and conquer us. Because when we're not working together, when we're divided, we're very, very easy to manipulate. And so that's why for so long, the Democrats and the Republicans both have had the agenda of divide and conquer the American people. So I want you to pay very close attention to the reporters that stand up here and ask these questions and notice that every one of them is a minority. Every one of them is not Caucasian. And they do these things on purpose because that's what they want us to look at and be like, you know, there's not a white reporter in there. Or they don't let them in, you know, because on TV, because the Democrats and Joe Biden's a Democrat, the Democrats for the longest time have won their races on the minority vote. Immigrants illegally voting, you know, poorer neighborhoods, inner cities, usually vote Democrat. So that's how they've won their elections. You know, from the presidency all the way down to, you know, mayor or whatever. They always go after the minorities, and they make it seem like they're going to work for the minority, but then they never do anything. But I just wanted to point that out real quick. I'll stop talking.
When it comes to unaccompanied minors.
Well, look, I guess I should be flattered. People are coming because I'm the nice guy. That's the reason why it's happening.
What?
Yeah,
So
only
I'm a
you don't
decent
have to
man
deal
or
with it,
whatever
shithead.
phrase.
It's the
You know, that's why
American
the-
public who has to deal with it, not only in the form of job loss, not only in the form of obviously feeling as though their states are no longer secure, but they're actually getting attacked. If you look at the likelihood of an illegal immigrant, that's a stat they always throw out. Oh, legal immigrants commit fewer crimes. Of course, if they're legal immigrants, because they're on the books, they can be batshit crazy gun bill. This is HR 1. We have all the sources available.
Fast forward a little
Not
bit.
empathy. When you remove law and order from the books, it enables cruelty.
He goes crazy.
We have to, if there's complete lockdown and chaos as a consequence of the filibuster, then we'll have to go beyond what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about, sir? Nobody knows.
Okay, hang on.
Oh my gosh.
Lost
Just how
train of thought.
unpresidential is
Getting
this?
rid of the filibuster?
Wow, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, just all right, let me see here. You know, it's like your grandpa trying to run the country. And I mean, guys, can you imagine having the pressure of running the entire United States of America? Which, I mean, Joe Biden doesn't do. But good presidents in the past have taken on, you know, a lot of those tasks themselves. But Joe Biden just passes everything off to Kamala Harris. He has a bunch of handlers. He literally just, I don't know. I don't know what he does at this point. He doesn't do anything. But, yeah, so it's just, it's crazy. I don't know how he won. Well, I do know how he won. But I don't know how they're dealing with it. I mean, I don't know how they're dealing with having to put him in front of a camera. He's falling down the stairs. He can barely speak. He's slurring his words. I mean, I just don't know how they're dealing with it. He's very unpresidential, and I don't know how his administration is doing it, but props to them for having to deal with him.
Little Kim? Did he just call him Little Kim?
Little Kim.
Thank you, Mr.
Another
President.
minority.
To follow up on
Being
the
abused
filibuster,
in a
so do you
gigantic
believe
way,
it
just
takes
like
Don't you love how
Canadians.
everyone has been a
to end the
minority?
filibuster
Yeah,
on
oh, yeah.
legislation or
Well, they
50?
have to.
Exactly.
Wait, what was the
If we
question?
could end it with 51, we would have
Something
no
about ending the
problem.
filibuster still.
You're going to have to,
Yeah.
the existing rule, it's going to be hard to get a parliamentary ruling that allows
Can't do
50
it.
votes to end the filibuster, the
that.
existence of a filibuster. It's
Lost
not
it
my
again.
expertise in what the parliamentary rules and how to get there are,
You've been in the Senate
but our
forever. Whose is
preoccupation
it
with the
then?
filibuster
Your
is totally
expertise is
legitimate.
giving
Exactly.
credit for
Guys, we need to remember this man has been in public service for almost 50 years now. And he just stood up there and said, I'm not sure whose job it is to, what did he say? But he just said something like, it's 100% public servant's job to do what he just said. He's not sure whose job it is.
While we're talking about what we're going to do about the filibuster.
And the what? Huh?
Did he just lose his train of thought
He
again?
lost it
Pretty
again.
much.
That's 3 times in a row.
Drink filibuster, especially. By the way,
I'm going to die.
the filibuster is there to
Cecilia,
make
there
sure
you go.
somebody can't just ram through their own policies against the will of the American people. It is
I'd like
there
to
to make sure on
circle back to
controversial
immigration,
issues you
please.
have to get 60
You
votes.
just listed the reasons that people are coming, talking about in-country problems, saying that it happens every year. You blamed the last administration. Sir, I just got back last night from a reporting trip to the border where I met 9-year-old Josel, who walked here from Honduras by himself, along with another little boy. He had
How do you
that
smell?
number on him, and we were able to call his family. His mother says that she sent her son to this country because she believes that you are not deporting unaccompanied minors like her son. That's why she sent him alone from Honduras. So, sir, you blame the last administration, but is your messaging in saying that these children are and will be allowed to stay in this country and work their way through this process, encouraging families like Josel's to come?
First, decent question.
Yes.
Yeah.
The idea that I
Wow.
would say,
Wow.
which I would never do, if an unaccompanied child
Hunter,
ends up
can
at
you
the border
put down the
with this
crack
stuff,
pipe
it
for
doesn't
long
work.
enough to help your dad?
Get your dad
You
out of here.
piece of
Wow.
shit.
No
Seriously, I feel
previous
bad for the guy. I really do.
administration did either, except Trump. I'm not
Oh,
going
we
to
got to
do it.
blame Trump. We got to
I'm
blame
not going
Trump.
to do it. That's why I've asked the Vice President of the United States
be prudent.
yesterday to be the lead
Here we go.
person.
He passes off his jobs. That's how he's dealing with this. That's how they're dealing with this. He's passing off his duties.
On dealing with focusing on the fundamental reasons why people leave Honduras,
Dude, you're
Guatemala,
not focusing
El
on
Salvador
anything.
in the first place.
Because they're shithole countries.
It's because of earthquakes, floods.
No, come on.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
people are leaving El Salvador. If I'm not mistaken, it's El Salvador has the highest murder rate
Highest
in the world.
murder
Not
rate,
industrialized
crime rate.
world, because that's a lofty goal for them. It's
Wow.
in the world, period. And I think Honduras is right up there.
Yep.
Mexico's pretty high. I think Mexico City might be the worst.
So, guys, at this point, like, I get why people are trying to come here, but at the end of the day, we can't just have a free for all of anybody can just come in this country whenever they want to and just do whatever they want, undocumented and everything. Like, we have to, there has to be a process, and that's the process that we have in place now and have had in place for a long time. Well, I don't know about now with the Biden administration, but at least, like, I know Republicans are a lot more conservative about it, and they want extra border patrols. Trump was trying to build the wall around the border so that people could not get across. And since Joe Biden has taken office, 80% increase in border crossings. So it's frustrating, man. And I mean, I guess it doesn't really personally affect me, but it kind of does, though, because, if I'm, like, think about it this way: if I'm in a county or state, down near the border, say Texas or New Mexico or whatever, and I am a Republican, and so I'm voting for my local mayor, my local council member, whatever. And a bunch of illegal immigrants have moved in down the street, you know, a couple hundred of them, and they all are illegally voting because they're not green paper legal immigrants, but somehow they get like registered in the system or whatever. That can, you know, sway an election so that the Democrat wins on illegal votes. You know, you got to think about these things sometimes. Like, you got to think about the jobs that are being taken away from the American people. Yes, these poor people from Honduras, El Salvador are coming over here, and they're literally taking jobs from American people because they're willing to work for half the price. You know, and any smart business person's not gonna pass that up. You know, so it's just crazy, man. It's frustrating. But all right, I'm gonna play a little bit more here, and then we'll wrap up for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I want to do something a little different.
But I'm pretty sure it's El Salvador is the country with the highest murder rate, and they have 401.
All right, this is where I wanted to see this lady.
It's been a common deal. I was in Turkey at the time. He said, "You got to come home and take care of this." So we put together a plan, and it had an impact. And so the question here is how we go ahead and do this, what we do. There's no easy answer.
No specifics, by the way, none.
Nothing.
Paulo, if I may, do you want to see these unaccompanied minors staying in this country, or should they be deported eventually?
Well, the judgment has to be made whether or not, in this young man's case, he has a mom at home. There's an overwhelming reason why he'd be put in a plane and flown back to his mom.
Canceled.
Free travel, huh?
Follow, sir. You mentioned circumstances that must be horrific. The Customs and Border Protection Facility in Donna, Texas, I was there, is at 1,556% capacity right now with mostly unaccompanied minors. There are kids that are sleeping on floors. They are packed into these pods. I've spoken to lawyers who say that
why don't you just put them in all the hospitals? They already have COVID, and those are empty right now. None of them are at capacity.
There was a big boat in New York. You could put.
Yeah.
Nobody ever went.
Put them in and send them down to Snake Island off Sao Paulo, Brazil.
This is going to be fixed.
There's lots
Not
of
the children,
arenas
not
you're
the
not allowed to
children,
go
the
in.
drug cartel.
Right.
Send the drug cartels to Snake Island.
That's why we're
8
going to
snakes
be
per
moving
square meter.
1,000 of those kids
Really?
out quickly. That's why
What's quickly mean?
opened up. That's why I've been working from the
To
moment
him?
this started to happen to try to find additional access for children to be able to safely.
But the
not
thing
just children,
is that if he were to stop this BS and be as tough on the border as Trump was, and say, you know what, I want to stop even making it a possibility that people are in another country thinking in their head, we can make it across the American border. That should be our ultimate goal at the end of the day, correct? The president should be working with his team, working with whoever, working with Border Patrol, working with whoever he needs to make sure that people in other countries know if they try to cross our border, you know, they will be arrested, they will be prosecuted. You know, it's just because people aren't incentivized to stop. People are coming in masses because they know Biden's not going to do anything about it. So it's really getting out of control. It's really getting out of hand. And they are completely just laying the blame down and acting like they're doing nothing wrong when in all actuality, people knew not to come over here when Trump was president. People knew not to try to cross that border. And now that Biden won, they know how soft he is on the border. So they are coming in masses. It's their
particularly
chance,
children,
you know,
to be able to safely be housed while we follow through on the rest of what's happening.
But we don't want a bunch of children just being sent over here by their parents because, you know, because then the child can get over here and make money, send it back to the parents, and then the parents can come legally. You know, it's like people are sending their kids because they know that Biden will hold them and, you know, put them through this process or whatever. And I think this lady's about to, or she may have just asked that question, but she brought up a child's name and said that his mother sent him over here because she knows that the U.S. is open right now. I mean, you can get in. And so it's just, I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I really, I want some different opinions here on this. I appreciate you guys very much. I'm going to end this right here. But I'm going to be back with another video. I'm going to do a little bit updated version and just do Joe talking, because I like the whole Crowder, the whole Louder with Crowder. I like those guys a lot, but I'm going to do a little updated version where it's just Joe, the press conference, and take some clips out of that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please make sure that you like, share, subscribe. If you can, please donate. Please check out our social media. If you're on BitChute, please make sure you go over to YouTube. Check that out. If you're on YouTube, head over to BitChute and check that out. I love you guys very much. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be back with you guys in a little bit, I'm hoping, or tomorrow. All right? I salute you. May God bless you. Peace out, everybody.